everyone, it's Andrea and welcome to my channel. For those of you who are new, I just want to tell you that I'm an avid paper crafter and there's nothing that I enjoy more than scrapbooking memories that I've made with my family. I'm also a part of the creative design team and I'm here to finish up our week-long video collaboration here on YouTube where we are talking about organization and specifically organizing our scrapbooking supplies. Each of the other 6 girls on my team have gone over a lot of information, a lot of helpful information. I thoroughly enjoyed each and every video. Maybe you've caught Julie's cardstock organization video, or how Jama showed us how she takes her completed layouts and organizes them to put them into albums when she is ready. I have just learned so much this week, and if you've not checked out those videos, go ahead and check them out. I'll leave the link down below in this video's description. I want to talk to you about something that's a little different. I have been going to a lot of crops recently, and I really had to think about what I wanted to pack. One such crop, I flew from New Jersey down to Florida to be part of this crop. And that was when I really had to start thinking about organizing what I needed to bring to a crop so I'd get the most done and with the fewest supplies that I, had to pack up in my luggage. So I want to talk to you about that. I want to help you organize so that this way when you go to a crop, whether it's a day crop or a weekend crop, you can maximize the amount of layouts that you get done. So you can go something from making this to making something like this. I've also run many crops over the years and weekend retreats and even longer retreats. And I have seen all different amounts of scrapbooking supplies come into our crop room. And I have a few hints and helpful suggestions that will help you to maximize your time while you're at the crop, as well as things that you should probably avoid doing. So how about we get started? I want you to envision yourself as Goldilocks. Remember the story of Goldilocks? One bed was too hard, one was too soft, and one was just right. Well, I want you to think that way with your craft supplies. Go. Hey, it's me. I'm over here. Can you see me? I don't know if you can. I've got too much scrapbooking stuff. I have packed everything that I own into every imaginable bag that I can find in my house. And I've had my husband help me to the car and we put it all in. And now it's Saturday morning and I'm spending the entire first half of my crop bringing all of this in. And then I spend all that time setting up. So what happens in the middle of the day, I get an hour or so where I'm not talking, where I'm focused, and I'm going to make a scrapbook layout. So maybe I get one done. I look up at the clock and it's now, 8:30 and I've got to be packed up and out of the scrapbooking room by 9. And how am I going to accomplish that? I've spent all my time just bringing stuff in and looking through it and I've got nothing done. There's got to be a better way. Hi, I'm back, and guess what? This time I put no effort or no thought into packing, so I just grabbed a few things the morning of the crop and I'm out the door. The problem with that is that I didn't prepare. I didn't organize my thoughts, I didn't organize my supplies, and now I'm going to have very little to work with. So maybe I brought a kit, which is great. I can get that done, but I forgot pop dots. And I forgot ink, and I forgot all the things that I meant to bring because I was not organized. There has to be a better way, doesn't there? Hi, I'm back, and this time everything is going to be just right, just like Goldilocks. I found the perfect amount to bring to a crop, and I'm going to share my secrets with what I think is most important. I generally want to bring my 2 close to my heart bags, luggage pieces here, and a tote bag. And the things that I put in the tote bag are the things that don't really fit or are a little odd to put in here. So in my tote bag, some of the things that I think are really a necessity at a crop are my Versamat. Put that in the bag. Just slide that in. Love my Versamats because they help me line up. I have 2 that I generally bring to crops. And with my T-square, I can line up all the project pieces and make sure everything is straight. And the backside is foamy so I can stamp on it. So that's a must-have for a crop for me. So I'm gonna put in my ruler. This is part of my T-square ruler. that's in the bag. Usually I bring the whole thing. Another important thing that I've seen people bring are these seat cushions. This is a bamboo cushion. I got it at our local discount retailer like Marshalls or TJ Maxx. And this is important not only for comfort, because comfort is so important when you're cropping, but also because sometimes you need a little lift. Sometimes the tables are too high, and if your posture is not correct, take it from me, I ended up having neurosurgery over this. You don't want to be in an incorrect position when you're crafting for long periods of time. So this will help correct your posture and will boost you up when needed so that you're closer to your crafting area, and it's going to make it so much easier for you. So don't forget that. Okay, what else do I have? I have my all-purpose mat. And this can definitely get slid right in the side of the bag. And then another thing that I think is ever so important, don't ever forget it, is your paper trimmer, because no matter what, you're going to trim photos or paper, cut up kits, you need that. So that's generally all that goes into this big bag. So I'm going to just set this aside for a moment. And let's pack our other supplies. So like I said, this bag from Close to My Heart, I have a set of 2. It comes with a trolley, or you can purchase it separate if you're buying piece by piece. And the trolley allows you to wheel these 2. They stack on top of each other. They hook on. They don't fall off. And I can even hook my tote bag on top. And I can make one trip into the crop room. So I'm going to open this up. This one has a nice pocket on the front you can put things into. This pocket would be good for things like snacks. I always think about snacks because I can't eat bagels all day long. And so if that is the food that is being served, I want to have some little protein snacks to back me up. So I keep some things like that in the front pocket. And then I'm going to show you the inside of this has another big pocket right here, but I'm going to lay this down flat. It's just a big open case. And the reason I like this is because no matter how much I stuff into this case, I can still carry it. And that is so important to me. I don't have to bang it out of the car trunk and make bumper scratches and, you know, all those fun things. It's just easy to lift out for me. And as I get older, it's all about the ease. So you can also put your Versamats right in here. So they fit really beautifully right into the bottom. So I suggest you put those in first, or your rulers in on top if you're not bringing a tote bag. Something else that I think is so important. Oh, it's right here. An aught light or some sort of a table light, and maybe an extra extension cord, because quite often it's not bright in the crop rooms. So if you know your crop room, you know it's bright. I have a crop room where I host crops where even at night you really don't need the lights. You can leave this at home. Now, speaking of that extension cord, I want you to just put that on the back burner for a second. We're going to get back to towers and stuff like that. We'll address that. Another thing that I think is so important that you put in is an in case of emergency bag, because being comfortable at crops is so important. Now you should probably also pack a sweater and dress in layers so you can take some layers off or put them on, because if you're freezing cold, your brain is going to be focused on that and you're not going to get a lot done. So this little in case of emergency bag of mine, I always keep one of these packed. It's always in my cropping stuff. And I have things in here like a toothbrush and toothpaste, a little thing of medicine for headaches, some hand sanitizer. I have some hand lotion, a lip balm. I always have a lip balm because you tend to get dried out. Band-Aids, because I can't tell you how many times I've given myself a paper cut or my friends have. So Band-Aids are a necessity in that little bag. And then a scrunchie or two, because I don't know about you, but sometimes I can't work with my hair out. So I consider all of those necessities, and they're in my little in case of emergency bag. So that is always packed. I keep just little travel things in there. It works out so beautifully. Now, this is a piece that you can purchase that coordinates with the luggage here. And this piece I put all my little things into. What do I mean by little things? Well, generally I always pack my ATG. When I flew to Florida, I grabbed a handful of disposable little ones, but I love these because I feel like I never run out of tape with those. So I have an extra pack of the ATG refills right here. I have my favorite liquid glue. I usually have some liquid glass in here too, because I often work with glitter and the liquid glass binds it down, adheres it really well. This is a little tiny case that I bought at the Dollar Tree. It's magnetic, and I love it because I can put all of my foam tape in here, whether they're little individual pieces or the rolls from Close to My Heart. And once it's sealed up, this stays on and nothing gets stuck to the edges of my foam tape. So this is a great investment. You don't have to spend a lot on things. Invest in your good sturdy pieces, and then find ways to organize that don't cost much. I have scissors. I have, what else do I have in here? A journaling marker. I have tweezers. I have a blending brush, and I would put any inks and such that I needed right in here. So I will know what inks I'm going to need when I start organizing and thinking about my projects. So I'm going to zipper that up, and that's going to go in here as well. Now, what about bringing bigger items like your die cutting machine? Here's my die cutting machine. This die cutting machine, I could even make fit into here if I wanted. I'm just going to rearrange a few of these items. This is heavier, so I want to put this down at the bottom. And in fact, let me take the handle off. The handle comes off to make this a little bit more easy to use and store here. So I would just pack around this, and we're going to get all of these supplies in, and we are going to be able to zipper this up. In fact, let me just switch that. You might have to play. It's a bit like Jenga, but you're going to get everything in here. Okay, so look, I have everything in here, including the die cutting machine, and I have plenty of room to put the cutting mats in here if I wanted. But do I want to bring my die cutting machine? And do I want to bring a tower? And do I want to bring all these big things? Well, if you're scrapbooking with a group of friends, you know what, chances are one of your friends is going to be bringing a die cutting machine, and somebody's going to be bringing a tower that everybody could have a side of and plug into. So part of being organized is knowing what your friends are bringing to the non-consumables and sharing and pooling your resources. Because if they're non-consumables, why should all four of you drag the same die cutting machine? If you can drag one and maybe just bring your own cutting plate or something, that's an arrangement you can make. But you're just going to want to be organized. Don't bring things that you don't need or duplicates of things. You know, consumables are one thing, but even ink pads. Maybe one of your friends wants to bring her stack of Distress Oxide inks. Maybe it'll be you next time. Maybe you can rotate through. But talking with your friends that you're scrapbooking with is part of being organized. And you're going to be doing a lot of talking with them at the crop, so you might as well just coordinate and talk ahead of time, right? So let me just set this one aside, and then I'm going to look at this one. Now, I've got to be honest, when I open this, there is a paper insert that snaps in. And this is no longer available, but that's okay. Because if you don't have access to this, if you just can get this outside case, everything lays in here beautifully anyway. So I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to show you that empty case, and we're going to talk about projects that we can put into our empty case. I have a pile of projects that I've thought about that I'm going to bring to my crop, and I'm going to show you what projects I think are really great to bring along to crops or weekend retreats. So here is our case without the paper insert snapped in. You can see the snaps there. I'm going to show you it works beautifully without. So if you want, you can put your Versamat right in here. And then maybe a cut above kit. Cut above kits are great to bring because you can talk to your friends and you don't have to pay that much attention to measurements because you just punch out everything and sticker it to the pages. It's perfect for a scrapbooking crop. I'm going to put one of those in. That is 2 double layouts right there. I might want to bring a workshop kit. Why? Because just about everything I need is in here. Yes, there's a few items that you might want to bring. They'll make suggestions. Maybe you need, a Distress Oxide ink and a blending brush. You can read right there what you need, and then you just put it in this bag. This is 3 double layouts that you can get done. So now we're up to 5 in here. What if you don't want to do kits? What if you love to just do your own thing? So I like to organize in these bags, and this was a necessity when I went to Florida. My luggage, my projects were all going to be separate from me. So I needed something that when this got checked in my luggage, I knew that it was going to not get wet. So these are bags. They're in the laundry section. They come 2 in a pack at the Dollar Tree. So they are great because they are really sturdy. There's no air holes in these like there are in the Close to My Heart bags. So no water can penetrate these once they're sealed up, and they are really a tight seal, let me tell you. So here's how my project planning goes, because you need to be organized when you put together a project like this. If you're doing a kit, you don't even need photos. You can just follow, you know, the instructions. But if you want to really do some serious scrapbooking, here's what I think. You need to print out your photos ahead of time and put them into a plastic bag that doesn't have an air hole. This way they don't get wet. So that is the first thing that I think about. What is it that I want to scrapbook? And then I find a pack of paper that is going to be one that works beautifully. So those were some photos of my daughter and my now son-in-law at their engagement. So I think that this old cherished paper that I've been hanging on to is going to be perfect for these photos. So that's going in this bag. If there's any embellishments that go along with that paper pack, this is the perfect time to put those in. If there's any like enamel dots or pieces of sparkles that you want, now's a good time to put them in here as well. How about a stamp set or maybe a stencil? Anything that you think you might want to use goes in here. And if I'm looking at this, I know what color inks I want, or maybe have a good idea, I would definitely pack those inks in that square compartment that we've already packed. So you'd also need some stamping blocks and maybe a stamping chamois. So if you're going to stamp, just think about the products that you need. It's just another way to be organized. And I should say, the easiest way to do this is all by making lists. And then you're bound not to forget anything. Now you're gonna need some solid colored cardstock too. So either bring the coordinating cardstock package or just pack some extras, white daisy and the colors that are in here. You can pack them right in this bag. And when I zip this up, it is 100% waterproof. Nothing is getting in this bag. So that is going in. So I can figure probably another 3 double layouts out of there. So that puts us at like, what is that, 8 now? Now, if you're going to do your own thing, one thing that I think is also a necessity when you go to a crop is a pattern book. So here I have your Make It From Your Heart Volume 6 book from Close to My Heart, or the creative design team and I have several sketchbooks. And stay tuned because there might be something new on the horizon too from us coming very, very soon. So a pattern book will save you time, and it's all about saving time when you're at a scrapbooking crop, isn't it? That leaves more time for the fun stuff, the talking with your friends, the creating. Bring the sketchbook, you won't be disappointed. Now, one other thing that you could definitely do if you're going to a weekend retreat is bring something like this. And you might be wondering what this is. This is a Close to My Heart album retreat. It makes 11 double pages. All of the supplies that I need are in here, with the exception of, you know, your adhesives and some ink and stuff like that. But everything that I need is pre-cut in this bag. Now, when Close to My Heart offers the album retreat, there's one being offered for sale right now, and when it's held in March, it's a 3-day event. So I know that with the techniques being taught here, if I bring along my iPad or the instructions, I could print those out. It's going to keep me occupied for an entire weekend. So that's 11 double layouts on top of the 8 that I already have in there. So that's 19 pages, double pages. So if this is meant to last me 3 days, it probably will. But of course you want to pack a little bit extra just to keep you busy. But this would be more than enough for a day crop, because if you know you have a big album retreat like that, boy, you're going to be busy. So now you can probably see I only have half of this bag packed. So even if I was to, like, you know, really go overboard and pack this entirely full, that would probably give me like 36 layouts in total. That's more, 39, 38, something like that. That's more than you'd accomplish in a weekend, unless you're like a really, really quick scrapbooker. I like a little bit of the artsy stuff, so that's plenty for me. But you know what you scrapbook, so think about it. What do you scrapbook in a day at home? Figure that out. Figure how many hours you're going to be at your crop or your retreat, and you know, go from there. You can fill this up. That's okay, because this, even when it's all full, and I'm not, you know, I'm not one that lifts a lot of weight. I can pick this up with no problem because it's manageable and it's organized. And so I'm going to get a lot done. Let's think back to Goldilocks, okay? So those girls that move in with everything in their crop room into the crop, that's not right. There's just too much. They're not going to get anything done. The girls that move in with just a couple things, and forget most of their things because they weren't organized either, they're not going to have a great time at the scrapbook crop either, because they're not going to have accomplished enough, and that's not a great feeling when you go away. But I think by having 2 pieces of close to my heart luggage or something similar in size, you don't want those big bags that are, you know, just too cumbersome. 2 of these, 1 tote bag, a little planning, a lot of organization, a lot of it's mental, or you can make lists. You're going to get so much accomplished in your crop or your scrapbooking weekends that you're going to be really proud of yourself. And you're going to have a lot of time to spend with friends when you're there. So I hope that this view on organization makes sense to you. Like I said, I've seen a lot of mistakes made over the years by myself and by, you know, my scrapbookers. And so I think that these are some helpful hints that will help you get yourself organized. And there might be things that are not included in my list that are very important to you as well. And so be sure to put those into your luggage first and go from there. So I will leave the link to all 6 of the other videos. We have a playlist down below in this video's description, and you can go and review those other videos at your leisure. They're great. They're jam-packed full of information about organizing all your scrapbooking supplies. You will not be disappointed when you take a look at those videos. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button that you see there on your screen. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my upcoming craft videos. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a very creative day today and at all your future crops.